The people who do the best in a sport, we're talking elite level competition, are the ones who sleep well and recover. And so why would we as entrepreneurs not sort of have some kind of mindset that we are a bit of an athlete in that sense? We're working hard towards a goal and we're moving forward. The ones who are the most successful, hopefully, would be the ones who sleep well. I mean, we need to rest, recover, all of that.
A friend of ours often says, we are, as the business owner, we're the $1 million racehorse. And why wouldn't we take care of ourselves as the most expensive asset that we have? And you wouldn't force a racehorse to stay up and watch TikTok or eat cheeseburgers. So why do we do that ourselves? So take care of the $1 million racehorse, or the temple that we have. So today on the Intentional Leadership Podcast, we have Ashley Garcia, board-certified wellness coach, health nutrition expert, and the most exciting part is an IFBB Pro. And if you don't know what that means, you're going to have to hold on until, well, a little bit longer, because I don't either. And she also has a founding coach and a practice to just help high performers, people that want to get to that next level and build more energy, clarity, and do it all without burning out. So her journey, we're going to talk about how to become a pro in the IFBB and what drove her to become a wellness coach and entrepreneur along the way. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, thank you. What a great introduction. It was good.
What is IFBB? Let's start there.
Oh gosh. Well, it's the International Federation of Bodybuilding, which just automatically makes you think like I'm big and scary.
You are. I know. I've been around you.
It's true. I am bigger than probably the average woman for sure, and I can be scary, right? But it's actually like the Arnold Schwarzenegger type federation from back in the day. He kind of made it a big deal. It is competitive bodybuilding. There's different categories. So when you think bodybuilding, there is that bodybuilding category, which is still named that. Very big men and women. I am a figure pro, which is down the line. So I'm considered on one of the bigger muscular divisions, but it's professional bodybuilding.
Wow. So when you say, like you said, you just think Arnold Schwarzenegger and all, Coleman and all these big dudes, and they're all roided up and growing and huge. But what you're saying is that not only is there a female version, but there's different categories. How many categories are there?
Well, now there's 6 different categories of women. So it's kind of like 6 different levels. Okay. They just brought in a new fit body type, which is just a leaner, more bikini body, that you'd want to be on the beach. Then they have bikini, which is a little bit more development in the glutes and legs, and wellness is above that, which is a lot of development in the glute and legs. And then figure, which is development in the upper body equal to the lower body. So I think our division is hardest because we have to be symmetrical from top to bottom and left to right, which has taught me a lot of detail work, which now kind of comes into play with what I'm doing now. But I think hers is that, and my friend Whitney Jones, hers is fitness, which is the same as mine, but then they have to jump and do these things for 2 minutes. So I just get to stand on stage and look pretty in a bedazzled bikini. That's
nice. Okay. Yeah. With some of this, her athleticism is off the charts.
Yeah.
And the fact she can do that in heels, in a bikini, with the muscles she has, just is mind blowing. So, but that's a whole nother time. So, how did you get into health and wellness? What started that journey?
I was always athletic, in high school. I always loved physical activity. Track. I ran track. I was a cheerleader, which is a sport. I don't want to hear anybody say it's not. Yeah. And so I was in track, and I just loved to sprint, and I was just very athletic. And then I, life, you have kids, you get married, you're not as into fitness. So I got into the gym a lot. I would work out, so did fitness classes, kind of things like that. Then I started teaching fitness classes because I just really loved sort of that group atmosphere. I was like a step queen. So if like anybody remembers that, what that is, like kind of ages me. But anyways,
Yeah.
and then I would see people with competing, and I was like, that's not for me, kind of a thing. And then I had my third child, and I had just moved to Mexico at that time. I was living in Cabo with my family, and I was super into the chips and guac, which is a fine thing, but I was very into that, like really taking liberties there. And I just wasn't feeling myself. And so I saw magazines of these girls that looked just amazing. I was like, I can do that. And so that's when I started competing. I was like, I want to be that.
Wow. So you're sitting there sucking a margarita, looking at Shape magazine, going, I'm going to do that on the beach in Cabo. I mean, that's some determination.
It was pretty much that's really spot on. I don't know about the margarita, but yeah, it was like I was really into chips and guac. You can't get better than that. So
No, I mean, yeah, who doesn't want a little pico de gallo to go with it? But I mean, but the fact that you were sitting there in, many call paradise and living the dream, and then to say, I want to do that. So you start in we're just going to stereotype it as, 3 mom bod eating chips
right.
and guac.
I'll take it. Yeah, totally.
And then you say, I'm tired of this. I don't want this anymore. I don't want this for myself. How do you go from sitting on the beach eating guac to, a professional, I mean, walk us a little bit through that journey in kind of a couple of different steps. Obviously you didn't just go and wake up and say, oh, gee, I'm going to go put a bikini on and compete against these fit
Sure.
ladies on a stage. So,
Yeah. Well, gosh, it was multi-step for sure. And I think it was a
yeah.
little challenging being in Mexico where you don't have a lot of the resources that
Mm.
athletes here would have. So I think that added another layer. But the first thing I did was realize I was out of my comfort zone and I was out of my expertise. So I got a coach. I got a coach to help me who was where I wanted to be. And that kind of set the foundation for habits, just the things I needed to do that I had no idea how to or what to. If I hadn't done that first thing, it would have taken me just a lot of trial and error. So obviously coaches were so important to get someone for that guidance. So I got a coach. I started implementing the habits little by little. Wasn't easy. It was, it was a pretty big drastic change going from just liberally eating, kind of not having that structure. I don't do well without structure. So it was like fun to implement a structure, but it was also a challenge with the self discipline because when we don't really exercise it, often than when we have a vision that requires it. It's a lot of self-growth in that. So it was not perfect by any means. After kind of implementing those things, from that kind of conception of the dream to achieving my pro status, which isn't always easy to do. You have to win several shows and you have to win a big national show in your category and your height. It was 4 or 5 years before I achieved pro status. Was, diligently working day in, day out. Was actually I had a few coaches, kinda outgrew one, which I think is also important, um, to kinda recognize, and then I found, my coach ended up
Mhm.
being one of my best friends, and, yeah, I just worked day in, day out.
So, okay, so you're a mom living on the beach, married. And being a mom of 3 kids is enough work. How did you balance getting to the gym with that?
Well, my husband's super supportive, so we met at a gym. So
Oh.
we were very like-minded in that. I do
Mhm.
remember some kind of not arguments, but negotiations, I will say, on who gets to get up at 6 a.m. to go work out before the kids got up. We did have some of those conversations, but I had help. I had help. I had help in the house.
Mhm.
Their family was nearby, so I could kind of drop them off and do those things. But I made it a priority to get to the gym even if it wasn't perfect, even if my plan was to do, X through B, or that didn't make sense, but you know what I mean? A
That's a
through
full alphabet right there.
That's right, and all the way around. You gotta move the whole gamut. But I did just what I could,
Yeah.
and I was just, flexible in that. And I didn't feel bad for going to the gym. I think moms
Mm.
do that.
Oh, that's a big one. You didn't feel guilty or bad going to the gym. That's huge,
Yeah,
because you think, "Oh, I should probably be home for the kids," or, "Oh, I should make their lunch," or whatever it might be, and it's like, "You know what? I need to do this for me."
yeah.
So did you start, because there's a couple things going on here. So now we've curated, first of all, you've hired a coach and you've crafted and negotiated and however you want to put it with your husband for
Right.
time.
Yeah.
So now you have time and commitment. You've obviously got the drive, which is given, but now gym and working out versus guac. Nutrition's got to be a piece of this. How did you balance, how did you get, what one went first, I guess?
Uh, yeah. Well, I will say that we make guac with just solid avocado and nothing else. So, I mean, it's, it's great. I just didn't have it with chips, maybe, but
On
it was
celery.
yeah. Well, that sounds depressing, doesn't it? I mean, on my tacos, I eat tacos. Tacos are great. Uh, it was just a discipline. It was a choice. It was a choice on how I wanted to feel. It was a choice on how fast I wanted to get to my goal. It's always a choice. When we go out to eat, there were many a time during prep because I think I would do 2 shows a year, which is hard on the body. So we try to limit to just a couple shows. I would go out to eat with Tupperware, which most people in the normal world wouldn't do. But it was like I had a choice to either give it my all, because I mean, bottom line, I'm showing up on stage to be judged solely on my appearance, right? I mean, everything we teach our children not to do. In a bikini, that's so tiny. So I was like, I'm not leaving any room for error. So I just continually chose the vision
Yeah.
over temptation at that, just that
Mm.
momentarily satisfaction.
Yeah, vision over temptation is huge. I think that's a great way of putting it. And then, you put that over the temptation. And so you simultaneously went to the gym and started eating better.
Yeah.
Was this coach a fitness coach, a nutrition coach, a combination? What did that look like?
She was my very first. Well, both of my coaches were already IFBB pros,
Oh,
so
okay.
I chose a coach to go exactly where I wanted to go. Yeah, I did that.
That is important. I think you should say that again. That's huge.
Yeah, yeah, choosing the coach that's already is where you are or where you want to be. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So how did you find your coach?
Well, I mean, I was trying to think if Instagram was even around.
How long
Been
you
a
been a
couple.
pro?
Um, I've been a pro. How long have I been a pro?
Yeah.
Since 2017.
Wow. So you're coming up on
Uh,
a decade of being a professional athlete.
yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, that's a long time to sustain what you have to sustain as a professional athlete. So that's impressive. So you've had to evolve your coaches, or you outgrew your coach, like you said, and then you found Whitney, who's a 3-time champ, and all these. I mean, she's a crazy human, positive, fun, and you
Yeah.
two are two peas in a pod. I think
Mm.
that's you're a hoot together. You're fun, and do you coach together now? Is that what that looks like?
Now we don't coach together. She has just, really gone in a great direction for her. She was a coach for a really long time, an amazing coach. We did coach together for several years, which was
Okay.
fun, tons of fun. But now we both like evolved from that competition coaching, which is very, it's a small population. It's very specific. We've both evolved into something
Mm.
fun. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Well, we'll get into that in a minute. So was there, I mean, we've kind of shared this. Was there, the pivotal moment of you sitting there looking and saying, I want to do this? I mean, most people maybe most sane people would think, I'm sitting here eating guac on the beach and I want to look better in the bikini I'm in. Therefore, I'm just going to get better for the bikini. They don't necessarily say, gee, I'm sitting here having guac and I'm going to be a professional bikini wearer. I mean, that's a big gap. That's a big leap. What went through your mind to think that that's the jump you wanted to make?
I love that, a professional bikini wearer. I'm good. I'll just put that on a shirt. That's a great question. I never really thought about that. I guess one thing I do not like being at all is average. So, I mean, I think that's relative to everyone. But I just don't like to be just another, fill in the blank. So I think that was a big driving force. Plus the challenge. I mean, how exciting.
Yeah.
For me. Yeah.
So the challenge was big enough for you to actually go, I'm going to maintain this drive for this. And if it was just, I want to get in shape to, look good next time on the beach, you're like, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just not you can do that in a couple weeks, but this took years. It took a lot of heartbreak. It took a lot of sacrifice. It took a lot of, blood, sweat, and tears. The gym that I worked out at was didn't have AC. And the ceiling was, I don't know what you call it, but it's like that plastic fiberglass type, wavy material. So the sun would just come in and the cardio was on the top, right next to it. And then I would get kicked out a lot because I was running on the treadmill and the owner thought it was bad for the treadmill. So, I had a lot of adversity and it just kind of drove me a little bit farther. Yeah.
So you have corrugated roof in Mexico. Did you have at least a concrete floor you were working on, or was it like a true?
No, it was concrete, but my workout partners were like the giant cockroaches, no joke. Yeah. I was just like, excuse me, I'll have that dumbbell. Are you using that? Just.
I've been in those gyms and they're great. And the people in them, the people in those gyms, and I've been all over Mexico, just like you, specifically in that area. The people are so authentic.
Yeah.
And supportive. And I remember being over on the other side in Cancun, and this kid challenged me to a rope contest.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, dude, you don't get it. I don't lose. I don't care how fit and strong and young you are. I will go till I pass out. And Janelle looked at me like,
please don't. Please don't
do it. Don't do it. We don't have water. I was like, oh, you watch me. And she kind of smirked like, that poor kid has no idea what he just challenged this old man to. And I just crushed the poor kid, but it was fun. We were in tears laughing because we had the whole gym, not just me and this kid, but the whole gym was just in tears, having so much fun. And up here in the States, it's like, so. Yeah.
Well, I had a lot of adversity down there too, because it wasn't common for a girl to have muscle.
Oh.
Sort of in the culture. And then, Cabo's a little bit behind the times when it comes to health and wellness. Just kind of that cultural divide, or the, just the translation from up here. And it's really, really like catching up, because since 2020, a lot of people have been moving there, like Americans, Canadians. And so, it's really catching up. At that time, which would be 2013 and on to 2017, I was looked at. In the grocery store, in the gym itself. There was a lot of sort of,
judging.
Yeah, but whatever. My path is.
Well, you know what? You're going to get judged on a stage in a bikini. You might as well be judged at the grocery store in sweats.
Good toughening me up. Just toughen her up.
Right. It's just a way, it's just part of your training,
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I could see that would be hard culturally. You're already different down there.
Right.
And
Oh, yeah. But I mean, but just all is to say is it's a great. I mean, we love living there and it was all
mm,
great. But it was different. But again, I don't wanna be average. So I was
right.
kinda like taking it in stride, you know?
Was there a mindset shift or something pivotal that you just said, "Okay, game on." Something you had to overcome with your mindset at all during this process?
So super pivotal point was I actually had my first coach. I went to the States. I had no I she was online, so I had no in-person practice or anything. And I went to my first show in San Diego and I was I was like a deer in headlights. I don't remember being on stage very much because I was so terrified. My husband surprised me with my dad. He flew out because I mean, we were just like, I love my dad, but I don't remember it. And I was too lean, and my suit was weird, and I just got dead last. I got dead last. So obviously, like the hard work you put into it, and I mean, you just come in dead last. You just are feeling like, oh my gosh, and you'll get a lot of opinions, I think, like in anything that we do that's just kind of forward and out there. People are always gonna tell you, their opinion. And so I remember this one person from my gym who I didn't particularly like, and he was like this huge guy, and he always walked around like, "Oh, I'm Mr. whatever in this bodybuilding world that I wasn't familiar with." And he said, "You're never gonna be a figure pro. You will never do it. You lift different, you will never do it." So obviously I'm coming off this devastating loss, and trying to navigate this whole world that just I want to be in, but felt like it completely rejected me. And then here comes this man. And I don't know if it's happened to you, but when someone tells you no, I know if someone tells me no, I was like, watch me. And so that's why I was like so on fire to be like, you're wrong. And I just like work so hard. It's still in the back of my mind. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, so and so. I'm trying to remember
Mhm.
his name because he's not important. But, when somebody tells you no, you cannot. Like he was very specific. I was like, watch me. And so and then when I won my pro card, you get a trophy, of course. So my husband was so proud of me and so mad at that guy that he took it into the gym with us when we went to work out the day after I won or when I got back. He was like, "No, she can do this." And I was like, "I did it." So, I mean, if he hadn't told me that, would I have achieved? I don't know, but it was like game on.
Right. I'm the same way. You tell me I can't do something. If you tell me no, I hear go. I don't know how it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I dare you again. Let's go. So you have this guy that kind of puts you down, yet you're on a stage with what, a dozen? How many people are on?
Given the show, yeah, generally, depends. Sometimes shows are a lot bigger. I know when I won my pro card, there were over 35 girls in that one class. I had to get one first out of all of them, and I'm not the biggest girl. I mean,
Mm,
I know we joked around like you're so big and mean, but I'm not in this sport. I'm not the biggest, most muscular, and so I remember turning around and just seeing this long line of girls because it's alphabetical. And I was like, oh man, there's so much muscle here. And I was
mm.
like going in with some momentum off of another win and another win. I think that would be my fourth show of the year. You have to kind of run
Ooh,
the national, yeah, circuit. And so I did it. And I was like, okay, we'll see. And yeah, luckily she liked my look. Yeah, the judge.
so first of all, the first thing I'm thinking is you're dead last and you're on stage, almost a pro. You're better than probably the dude that was putting you down. The second thing I'm thinking is you're up there with 36 girls looking to beat them, and you're thinking you have a little self doubt because there's some bigger women up there versus you. But there's probably some that are too skinny, some that have too big a top versus bottom or whatever. And so you're looking for the balanced. Um, with balance, how do you stay balanced in 4 events, going from win to win to win, and sustain a healthy lifestyle for yourself? I mean, that sounds immensely difficult and challenging. It's not like you run to Chipotle every day.
Yeah. No, that would've been nice. There was probably, I mean, in seasons, like our scale is tipped a little bit. There was a lot of focus on training. Luckily, I had obviously a very supportive husband. We lived in Mexico, so the kids were, around a great community, and they were always busy and doing things, and or at home. And I had help, like his family lived there, my husband's family. So it was a lot of support, and it was just sort of that diligent, like get up, go to the gym in my time, do my cardio, and then just eat my foods as I needed to. I didn't want anyone else, like I'm not one to go, you need to eat chicken and rice too, because I'm eating chicken and rice. So I just try to kind of do my own. There was a lot, I'm sure, if looking back, I could think like mental moments where I'm crying for no reason. You're just exhausted because the
Mhm.
balance, the scale is so tipped. So, I don't know if there was balance that year, 'cause I had a
Well,
goal and I needed to get it done.
and I think that balance is overrated. I think
Mhm.
balance is overrated, that there is no such thing as true balance. And, we all strive for it. We think, oh, I'm going to balance work and life and home and my kids and my husband and all. There are seasons where you need to work hard. There are seasons where your kids need you more than when they're, other seasons. So I think balance is kind of a nebulous term. I don't know if nebulous is the right term, but just it's a moving target. It's kind of like a pendulum or a what's that? The thing on a piano.
Yeah,
The
I don't know, the little time, I'm not a musician, little
yeah,
timekeeper thing.
yeah, the timekeeper thing. It kind of reminds me of that on the piano. So what specifically, you have an event in January, you have one in April, and you have one in October. How do you sustain yourself from the travel that's involved? Because you're in Mexico, I'm assuming most of these events were up in
Mhm.
the USA, so you're already 4 or 5 hours away. And how do you eat for that and sustain that for that 9 months, 6 months, whatever that period of time was?
Yeah, that's a great question. I've never been asked that. I love that. It was difficult with international travel, because you have to have food, specifically packaged because of customs.
Mhm.
Has to be cooked. The thing with travel would be if the show was on a Saturday, I would have to be there by Wednesday. Because generally I would need 2 flights, and, the being in the air, we do hold water, inflammation, we have to make
Mm.
sure that water and retention is gone by the time you step on stage. So there's, a lot that kinda goes into that, so you have to make sure water is there, you have to make sure, kind of timing works, etcetera, so flying with enough time to let your body rest, recover, reduce that water, and then be able to compete at your peak on Saturday. It's very time, specific, and then, with food, it was really hard, so I would take my food with me, which is something that I feel is really undervalued,
Mm.
honestly. I know a TSA will check your whatever bag and stuff, and it can be like cause like a 10-minute delay at the most. But just to be able to travel and have that with me so that I felt good when I showed up, because I'm not going to work hard for those, that specific contest date for, 4 or 5 months or 3 months or whatever it may be, or now at this time of year for that whole run for the season. To just mess it up on some silly, like I'm too busy to pack my food kind of a thing. So it was
Mhm.
very specific. I would do that, and then rest. With the rest, I would prioritize rest over a lot of things. So it was really just workout, eat, rest, family time,
Mhm.
and then try to manage the travel as best as possible.
Yeah, and so you're packing your own food, you're going through and they're saying, "Oh, it's an organic, we gotta pull you over." 100% of the time, they're gonna pull you over. They pulled me over because I had 22 pounds of coffee in my bag
Mhm.
last month, and they're like, "Why do you have so much?" I was like, "I'm thirsty." Um, how do you I mean, are you freezing it and yeah, and you have a specific suitcase? Is it I mean, and how do you get enough food Wednesday through Saturday? How do you get enough food for 4 or 5 days in a suitcase? Or are you going to Walmart and a Safeway along the way?
Yeah, it's kind of a combo of everything. It's you would travel, say, Wednesday, so you would have all your meals packed and you could have it in bulk, or you could have it already measured out for your meal. So you could however it's easiest for you to do. You could take a travel scale, which I have too. But you would actually have I have this one cooler that sits right on top of my carry-on. It's perfect. Has a lot of like compartments and stuff. I love it. I would put Saturday's meals frozen in the bottom or on top actually because heat rises. But no. Anyway, however you do it. And then I would have Wednesday and Thursday's meals like just cold, put them in there. And then that way like Friday, Saturday could stay fresher, like it would just thaw. Because when you get to a hotel, you don't have a freezer, you just have a fridge. And then I would actually have frozen peas as my cooler because I don't know if TSA still takes ice packs. I think they do, but they were really, throwing away anything that was over that 3.2 fluid ounces. So I have a bunch of frozen peas that I could just throw away. I don't want to eat a pea, just to be honest. And so I would do that, and I would actually go into TSA because I've been stopped so many times, and I would take things out of my cooler and open it. So they were just less likely either one to take time to go through everything, or they were just like, oh, it's just this, so go ahead.
So you strategized with them and you played their game a little bit. So you have this travel schedule, you have a travel cooler, and so is there go-to tilapia and chicken and rice, and apparently peas are just for freezer purposes and you don't actually use them. What do you put in this freezer box?
Yeah, that's what it was. I mean, at that time, because you just have to eat what your body kind of digests well. So not all athletes are the same. But there's steak. I liked fish because my body really liked it. Chicken, I don't really like to eat too much chicken. I get tired of it and things. So I would eat fish during this time, not now. I want to preface that. But during this time, I would have fish for breakfast. I thought it was delicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I just ate fish and rice, and my body doesn't handle vegetables well. So during that time when you're going to be on stage and you can have zero inflammation, I wouldn't eat anything that caused inflammation.
Got it. No, that makes total sense. And so you're avoiding confiscation, and you're traveling with your food, and you're not having inflammation, but you're traveling, so you need to technically drink more water, but you're also inflamed. So you're using like a diuretic to help flush.
Those days, water is the key. So we would just kind of make sure we have a lot of water, electrolytes. During those prep weeks, we could use like a dandelion root type, natural diuretic. Asparagus works too, but I didn't like to eat it. So it's another thing.
That you're a picky eater. Are you a picky eater?
I know. I mean, it sounds like it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I really never thought I would be, but it does sound like that. Sorry. So yeah, electrolytes and water and you know what? We'd wear compression pants, which I suggest because now this is all helping with my clients now who are executives, CEOs, business owners, because you travel so often. And travel sets us back. And so we like make headway for like a week, and then you travel, and then it just all hell breaks loose. So I do help them. I think that my previous life, I guess, in fitness has helped me kind of translate into just some tools to help everyone else. Yeah.
Well, I think there's a direct correlation between personal experience of becoming, not just being, but becoming a professional athlete. So you have that, and then sustaining that up until today, 10 years later. And that it's easy. I mean, I know that when you and I met, I was just impressed, by what you're doing, and the fact that you're like, hey buddy, you need to eat more. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I'm like, no, you're not eating enough calories. I was like, yes, I could be skinnier and eat more. But you're right. Travel's hard, and you have to be intentional. And I remember one time when I met you, you had, or Whitney had pulled out your tilapia, and you had like 10-pound bag of tilapia in the suitcase that you had brought.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's
Do your
not
kids eat the
exactly.
same way?
Uh, no, I mean, no, yes and no. We
Okay.
talk about nutrition a lot in our family.
Mhm.
We're very protein centered. So when I see them now, they're older. So, I mean, this is going to age me a bit, but they're 22, 19, and 15.
Mhm.
And so they can make well-rounded meals, on the go. I don't have to say, "Hey, where's your protein?" Because we're very protein based in that sense. So they have grown up with, I mean, it's been since 2013 since I decided to compete. So they've grown up with this kind of just in their household, and my husband's the same way. We eat. So yeah, they do voluntarily. I don't make them. Oh,
So now you're going from professional athlete, and did you get like certifications in nutrition and health and all of that, or this is just you're getting a black belt from learning?
I am. I am. I love to learn. Like I could always be learning something and doing so. This what I really enjoyed in the evolution of my coaching is the whole picture person. So when we're talking about competing and stuff, we're talking very specific
Mhm.
and that and there's not a lot of coaching in the development side of your person, like not your personality, but you're just your growth in that you kind of have to self-discover. So what I've really enjoyed now is focusing on the whole picture, what wellness actually means to individuals. So to you and me, it personally, we're aligned with probably different goals for health and wellness, right? I mean, you're not going to be in a bikini anytime soon, though the world, we could vote,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
senior
not
aiming.
opposed to the bikini, and so, yeah, if everybody said, "You know what? That's a good idea," then, I might
I'll
not
lend
to
you,
do that.
I'll lend you my Swarovski crystals bedazzled bikini if the world says absolutely.
Ugh, as big as your muscles are, that wouldn't fit me, I don't think, but thank you for the offer.
Oh,
Uh,
it's still
yeah.
on the table. It's
So
always
so you're studying wholeness, and like you say, it's one thing to be a professional bodybuilder in a category, and it's another to have it as a lifestyle that your kids actually might participate in and that you can sustain while you travel for work and you like working with that entrepreneur. What are some of the biggest challenges a business owner faces right now with let's start with food?
right. Oh, well, I mean, how packed our schedules are. I mean, we don't eat. It's the non-eating. It's I've got to get to that call, I've got to get to that meeting. It's putting, meeting after meeting after meeting, not allowing any, sometimes even restroom breaks or like just taking care of the body as a whole. So with nutrition, it's a grab and go. Sometimes it's latte, 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 maybe dinner, slight snack, something. And then we lose our hunger cues when we continue to eat like that and fuel our body that way. We lose hunger cues. So then we're like, well, I'm just not hungry. So I must be doing something right. Or, I don't need to eat because I'm not hungry. And then it's kind of just this spiral. So eating is the biggest struggle. I think just getting enough food. I mean, cognitively, we're asking a lot of our body too. Strategy, I mean, just talking to another person is energy, right? I mean,
Mhm.
it takes energy, it takes time. Although we enjoy it, it's just something. So, we need to feed ourselves properly in order to really, just feel optimized and then in turn go to the next level in our business, actually. It's very helpful.
Mhm. So do you have I mean, everybody's different. Men, women, young, old, goals, no goals. Just but is there a general you mentioned it before, protein is important, and is there a general not one size fits all, but, it would get you close enough into it'd get you into the garage, you might knock a mirror off, um,
Right.
formula for protein, carbs, and fats that you would say, or not really?
I mean, tough. I mean, the only one that I would really love to answer is, protein. They kind of say like 1 gram per kilo that we weigh.
Mhm.
And even then, I think it's pretty low. You can go up to 2.2 grams per kilo. So, um, It's a hard question because, there's just so people are so dynamic.
Mhm.
It's great to say, say you're a 45-year-old woman that you should be eating 160 grams of protein per day, but in reality, at this moment, I'm only eating 40. It just is there's it's an unrealistic jump. So it is hard to say, but there is formulas out there that will give you a range.
Mhm.
What I would say is, if you're looking for that, I mean, you can easily, chat something and give it more specifics and it would help you get a better idea. But I would look at the dailies, which I would do 1.2 or so grams of protein per kilo that you weigh, and then start there and then kind of
Yeah.
go forward from that.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, that is a great formula that I actually use something, probably from you and Whitney, but that same formula is like, okay, I'm going to do 1.5, and that's hard when you start to. I thought, oh, that's easy. It's like, dang, tonight I'm having egg whites and a pound of steak just so I
Yeah.
can hit my protein goal, and I don't even worry about the carb or the fat because I can only hit one of the three. I might as well hit the one that's most important.
Yeah. Right. And I would say if there's one that you should hit, I would totally have you go for protein. Yeah.
Oh, good, because I didn't ask. No.
I'm always here for advice you didn't want.
Oh, no, no, I meant just because I would just make up my own rules when you were helping me out. So,
I
that
know.
I wasn't I was probably a challenging, person to have
You were the best. You're the best. I
as a
won't say
client.
who was a favorite, but I won't say.
Yeah. What other podcast are you on? So are there some early warning signs that somebody might be, ignoring that you've seen in some of these people that you're coaching that they should be paying attention to?
Oh, yeah, several. I mean, there's several. If you one I would say is if you aren't hungry and you just kind of never really get hungry, that's a warning sign. We obviously don't want to shut that cue off. We want to keep our metabolism going, everything healthy in that sense. Sleep would be the next thing that entrepreneurs don't love. We feel we need to burn the midnight oil to move the needle. And, so if you are sleeping just a couple hours a night or you haven't gotten into a good routine, something very uh, healthy about what we call sleep hygiene, which is just sort of your bedtime routine. Kind of being like, I'm going to bed. I'm going to put a boundary on, whatever it is, and I'm going to go to bed. So sleeping, if you wake up in the morning and you still can't wake up, like it takes you a while, so some brain fog, obviously weight gain, just energy levels dip around 2 or 3. So I could keep going. There's a lot. I mean, you just
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I think that one thing that you didn't mention, and I live by, is you can't outrun a bad diet.
you
Okay.
can't.
And I've tried. Believe me, I have all the medals behind me for all the marathons I've run. And guess what? If I'm eating well and sleeping well, I finish a whole lot easier. You know, it's not necessarily time difference. It's just I finish easier. I don't hurt. The next day I can walk. All the
Yeah,
things.
recover. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a doctor tell me actually he was kind of a doctor for, bodybuilders because we hold a lot of muscle, so things may read a little bit differently than, kind of normal. Anyways, we were talking and he said, the figure girl, the people who do the best in this sport, we're talking elite level competition, are the ones who sleep well
Hmm.
and recover. And so why would we as entrepreneurs not sort of have some kind of mindset that we are a bit of an athlete in that sense? We're working hard towards a goal and we're moving forward. The ones who are the most successful, hopefully, would be the ones who sleep well. I mean, we need to rest, recover, all of that. So I
Yeah, a friend of ours often says, we are, as the business owner, we're the $1 million racehorse, and why wouldn't we take care of ourselves as the most expensive asset that we have? And you wouldn't, force a racehorse to stay up and watch TikTok or eat cheeseburgers, and so why do we do that ourselves? So take care of the $1 million racehorse or the temple that we have. So are there tests that you would recommend? Is it blood or DEXA or none of the above? What do you say people should do?
Yeah, definitely. If you're, kind of feeling these signs and you don't know where to go first, if you have access to someone that will do a full blood workup, so like for primary care physicians, I'm going to just be careful how I say this.
Yeah.
They'll do a good job. If you can find someone who will kind of give you a fuller picture, because sometimes they're tied to insurance and different things. That primary care physician, unless you have a great one. You want to see all things from hormones, but like full hormones, not just an overview. You want to see sort of like blood count and, just go as deep as you possibly can. Even a gut health, kind of panel, getting into your microbiome is great. I think it just gives you a baseline and sort of hard facts on, hey, this may be going on or this may be going on, especially when we're feeling all of these, just different symptoms. We're not feeling our best. For sure. So I would start with blood work, or I would start with getting a coach or someone that can help me figure out sort of my patterns that are leading to me feeling a certain way. Because even with the blood work, it's great. But what are we going to do with that knowledge and how are we going to implement it? And a lot of times it's, we got ourselves in that hole. So sometimes we need someone to kind of help us bring us out of that hole. So that's what I would say. Like, do blood work, make sure everything is fine. Also get a coach who can help you, kind of retrain patterns. So you don't.
I like that. And yeah, we often, don't take care of ourselves. So we're in a hole, like you said. And then, you know what? We need to ask for help to get out of the hole sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's, as entrepreneurs, we often think, well, I'll just do it myself. It's like, you know what? Hire Ashley. She's actually been there, done that, and can help you get out of the hole. And it's going to be a whole lot more painful if you do. I mean, less painful if you do.
Oh, yeah. I see. I love it. Hire Ashley. You'll be in pain. No, I'm just kidding.
So we've talked about travel, we've talked about fitness and health and wellness and your certifications, and you're continually learning. Is there something out there right now that, or anything that people aren't aware of in the health and wellness space that's kind of intriguing to you right now? Doesn't mean to be good or bad, just a,
Sure.
yeah.
I feel like everybody is very into health and wellness. Like they already know the gadgets before I know them sometimes. Clients will be like, oh, I got this. Like, I don't even know if they haven't heard of it. But you want to know what's really intriguing to me? Okay, honestly, is they're coming out with, and I don't remember which brand it is, but you can put this sensor on your toilet that will measure how healthy your number 2 is. And here's why it's intriguing to me. Not that I want to go there, because that's not where I am personally.
Kind of a crappy idea, but
I just handed you that on a plate. But, I find it intriguing because we are getting so detailed with just different ways to take care of our body. Like I have an Aura ring, so it gives me data. So we're looking for so much data, all the way down to putting some device on our toilet to kind of tell us how our poo was this morning. But I find it intriguing because that's where we're going, but there's not the other side of it, which is what to do with the data. I feel like we have a drop off there. People just want to know. And then they're like, oh, my Aura ring's saying I need to rest, whatever. Right. We have a disconnect between what the data's saying and then what we're doing.
So we're disconnecting the data from the actions.
Yeah.
And
like, that's data.
Yeah. Oh, I have the Aura ring and the Garmin watch. And so I compare the two of them and their data against each other to find out what I think I should have to think about. And finally I went, this is the stupidest thing ever. How do I feel? So I don't even look. Once every few days, I will go in and look at the data, because otherwise, if I wake up and go, oh, did I sleep well at night? Oh, Aura ring says no. Well, then I'm tired.
Right. I mean, too much data, right?
Yeah.
It's also a thing. We get so into data. We get data, we forget how we feel. Well, how do you feel? I didn't know I was supposed to be tired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah. So it's interesting that's the case. So this is going to be, is there, and I know you're just going to love this question. Um, so besides coffee obsession that you and I both share,
Right. Yeah.
what is a favorite food? What's
Oh,
one that you just say, you know what? I don't care if I'm going on stage tomorrow and they put a platter full of it in front of you. You're like, dang it, I gotta have one.
you ready?
Yeah.
A sugar cookie with buttercream icing.
Ooh, okay. I
That's
wasn't
my
expecting that.
Oh, well, that's my, and in fact, I've actually had one the night before a show, and it really like, it helped fill out the muscle, like, I looked awesome, and I actually got 2nd place. So I'm just saying that it's my magical food.
Mm,
Yeah,
yeah. So, and then everybody probably has a different magical food. I mean, yours is a sugar cookie with frosting, and somebody else has M&Ms per se.
yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
Huh. I wonder who that would be. But yeah, there's and so your food that you would go, "Oh my gosh," that would be the sugar cookie. And then what's one where if you were guaranteed to win the championship, if you ate it the night before, what food would you still not eat no matter what?
I'd probably eat it no matter probably. But if it was something like that, like an oyster. I'm not an oyster person.
Okay.
I would have to, rev myself up for that one.
Okay. All right. And then along the same lines, what workout would you do if you were guaranteed to win that you just despise? What's a workout that's not your favorite?
Probably any kind of cardio. I just don't love
Hmm.
it. I love a walk, but a walk isn't really, when competition, it's not. It has to be a very intentional walk if you do it. So probably any kind of like long distance running.
Okay.
That
So you should just throw like a weighted pack on and ruck, and then you can get your
Yeah.
cardio and do it
Yeah. I mean,
slowly.
it has to be, but if you wanted me to run, like I have a daughter who runs 15 miles for fun. That's not me.
Yeah. Running 15 for fun, huh? Yeah. And then so what's your favorite workout? What's your go-to workout?
I love to lift. My favorite exercise is the deadlift. I will say that.
Mm, okay.
I think it's functional. I'm very strong in it. I just love it. So I would deadlift all day. They could.
Okay. Well, and as your coach, that's a bad idea, so you should mix it up. Um, so
Thank you. Grant. Yeah.
what what, uh, what are, say, 3 exercises people should incorporate, in addition to the, deadlift? We're just gonna say deadlifts off the table. What other 3 exercises should people be doing to improve their health?
Um, One would be a squat because we do a lot of standing and sitting. So we're thinking functionally. We're thinking longevity wise.
Mhm.
Any kind of overhead, just you don't have to go heavy in any of these exercises, but getting the fundamentals down, learning how to set yourself up so you stay injury free. We're always lifting above our head, and as we age, we still want to be able to do that. And any kind of like, side type exercises, I think we tend to stay in this plane, but life happens in a lot of different planes. So you want to be careful if you're like going right into a rotation of something and you haven't done that in a while. But you can start with like a lateral type movement, and then you can work up to like a rotation once you get strong enough.
Well, that makes sense, and you think about it, how many people do we know that have tripped and fallen and
Yeah,
broken a hip, twisted an ankle, twisted their knee, had an MCL, ACL injury, um,
yeah,
and had they had the not just the squats, which we all kind of hear about a little bit more, but like you say, that lateral movement and that lateral strength, maybe they could have caught themselves, and the railing would have been a whole lot closer had they had that ability to reach out and hold themselves with that strength. So that's that one. I like that. So practicing the lateral movement's a good one. Good.
yeah. Yeah, it helps kind of like for us to understand where our body is in time and space in a way. Like we see
Mhm.
it, we go in here. It's easy for to do us to do. But when we are working on that, what we call our proprioception, just sort of that ability to understand where your body is and how to save it from a fall, because we're thinking longevity, not only, I mean, obviously we want to look good. Who doesn't want to look good? But, incorporating those for longevity purposes.
I love that. All right. We're going to ask a few more questions, and then these are going to be quick and easy for you. I know it. What's your favorite quote?
Oh, so I don't quote
Okay.
people. So I'm going to say I don't have one.
You don't have a favorite. How about a favorite book?
That's sad, isn't it? I just love them. I like.
Okay, it's got to be broken.
When Broken. Oh my gosh, Whitney Jones. First of all, I did write the foreword, and it was so heartfelt. So please get it, buy it. Yes, When Broken.
There you go. When Broken's your favorite book. So do you watch TV and have a movie then?
Okay, well, don't laugh at me. One of my favorite movie of all time, any of the Indiana Jones movies.
Oh, okay. That sounds good. That's perfect. And then what are you currently obsessed with?
Well, other than coffee shops. I mean, I live in SoCal, so they're popping up all over the place. So I try to, like, weekly or every, 10 days or so, I meet my friend at a new one. So that's been fun.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
What's something you've learned recently that's, been kind of an interesting or an aha?
It's probably more internal.
Okay.
I think it's more internal in that sense.
Mhm.
I've just kind of learned that I no longer am willing to, give time and space to something that doesn't align with me. And just
Well,
kind
that's
of
great.
learned it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're finding balance. That's
Mhm.
good. Okay, so now that was kind of fun. If you'd kind of alluded to some changes going on, what what are you doing right now growing your business in the health and wellness space? What does that look like right now for Ashley?
Yeah, I think that's the most exciting. I think that's probably why I've been spending all my time, which means probably why I'm not reading all kinds of books. But I will say, so I am my health and wellness coaching business where I work with executives and we kind of, align your goals with your capacity for the moment, I guess we'll say, and then just kind of move you into what you would love, which is something that I love. It's a good quote, I guess, maybe. What do you love? What would you love? I say it all the time. It's from my family. And then I have a corporate wellness where we take the same principles and we go culture specific into your company. So I take care of you personally as a business owner. And then I come in with a team and a registered dietitian, and we, basically just love on your employees and meet them where they are and help them discover for themselves what wellness means to them. And at the same time, it helps their production. Obviously, they're sick less, they're coming into work happier and healthier. And here's my favorite. This is an idea I had like a year or so ago. It's based off of travel as health and wellness coaches, but everyone who loves health and wellness in general, and then busy entrepreneurs, is building what it will be app-based, but it is a travel brand that will help you just make decisions easier and faster as you travel and give you options for healthier dining, gyms, recovery centers, hotels, so that we can take that decision fatigue, which is huge, and just, kind of trust the platform by a health and wellness coach and chef. I don't know if you know this, but I went to culinary school.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. It
Inside.
makes no sense that you don't like peas and you only eat tilapia by the pound and you went to culinary school. I mean,
It's true. It is very childish. Uh, but I'm just handpicking places that meet the criteria that I would send my high-end clients to. So I'm giving it access to everyone.
I love that. And so that is out. And then, so how do people get a hold of you? What does that look like?
Well, you can just email me. I'm a very personable person, so you can just email me at Ashley@verawellnessco.com. And yeah, we can set up a conversation.
Perfect. Well, and we'll put that in the show notes for you. And do you have anything that I didn't ask that you're thinking, Graham?
No, except Graham and I will be launching an arm wrestling competition.
That's right. I forgot. So
Dude,
that's that's the super bonus for today.
Yeah.
Is we have decided, because Ashley is I challenge Ashley to arm wrestle somebody other than me because she would win everywhere we go, every time I see her.
It's true. True. I've never arm wrestled anyone. I think maybe my brothers. But yeah.
Which it makes it even more fun. So we decided that we need to start the World Arm Wrestling Federation.
That's right.
And if anybody out there wants to participate, let us know. Ashley found like the prototype body. So if you're looking for that, she could specifically train you to win that contest.
That's a whole other level.
Yeah.
That to my credentials. Absolutely. And then Graham, because we love coffee so much, has already discovered the official drink for the WAF. That's what we'll call it. World Arm Wrestling Federation. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. Yeah. We're getting creative with that whole arm wrestle federation. And I think it's going to go exceedingly well. Once we get, we need a little momentum, but
there's a few holes in the plan. That's okay.
Oh, that's for sure. That's fun. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about the arm wrestling. And I still think that you and Whitney should arm wrestle for like money on TV. I think that would be entertaining.
Well, I mean, yeah,
you could be in like slats.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that's way off track. And so, if you're looking to get a hold of your fitness, your nutrition, and you want to do it for yourself, your team, your company, or you just want to have a better life for the one you're living with and you want to help them through it, Ashley can help you. She is awesome. She's fun to work with. She is what she puts together is very attainable and doable. Even at first you think, golly, that's hard. It's really, once you get used to it, after I would say, 30 days, you can get in the groove and do it. So I highly recommend getting Ashley together and using her and her skills to improve your health, improve your wellness, and improve the health and wellness of all those you're around. Thanks for listening to the Intentional Leadership Podcast today. And I will share her information in the show notes. Bye for now.
Bye.